All right, well, my name is Cory McGinnis. I'm a TV news journalist. I absolutely love what I do. I wouldn't choose another career ever. The gunman was shooting inside this hospital. There could soon be a lot of changes here at the airport. Soon, folks will be able to walk down this street to come to the new Iron City Grill. So the problem is that the library doesn't need more books. What they need is more space. Now take a look at this. This is just one sign of many that's posted around the BJCC Arena about the cancellation of Elton John's concert. They're actually going to come right through that walkway through here, but it will take some time for the passengers to be with their family and friends. Reporting live in Mobile, Cory McGinnis, ABC 3340. There's something about reporting and telling other people's stories that I just love, that I like to do.
ABC 3340's Cory McGinnis joins us live from St. Vincent's. He's been there all day and he has the very latest. Cory?
Hey, Brian. Well, it's a pretty scary situation for many. A gunman was shooting inside this hospital here behind me. Like you said, the gunman has been identified as 38-year-old Jason Letts of Jemison. He was taken down by Birmingham police, but an officer from the South Precinct has been injured. He was shot in the leg and taken to UAB Hospital for treatment. An incident that began with a 911 call about a gunman threatening St. Vincent employees ended with the Birmingham police officer shot and the gunman dead.
The suspect began to open fire on the officers. One of our officers discharged his weapon.
It happened on the 5th floor near the elevators. Officers saw the gunman and exchanged gunfire. The gunman, who's identified as 38-year-old Jason Letts, died inside the hospital.
We're interviewing the witnesses that saw the suspect and notified police, and we're trying to obtain a little more information as to how he got here, why he was here, and why this particular floor.
Williams says 2 employees were injured from the incident. Mainly cardiac patients are treated on the 5th floor. Now staff members plan to look into tighter security measures.
So we'll be relying on our experts to help make some suggestions for how we can offer a safe and secure environment for our patients and visitors.
Pastors and counselors were on site after the incident to comfort patients and employees.
I usually work on 5 Main, that floor where the incident happened, and I thank God that I wasn't there last night.
Chief A.C. Roper came out with a statement following the incident. Quote, "The results of this incident could have been much worse. However, due to several professionals from different walks of life putting the well-being of the patients and staff before themselves, we suffered no additional loss of life." End quote. Meantime, Birmingham Police Homicide Unit, Internal Affairs, and Alabama Bureau investigators are piecing together another tragedy that sent 3 lives to the hospital and 1 man dead.
I think in light of the situations that we've had in Connecticut, in Oregon, and here, we certainly have a lot of people that are at risk because of things occurring in their lives, and we need to pray for them and offer our support to everyone.
Now, the South Precinct officer and the 2 hospital employees are expected to be okay. We're told that their injuries are non-life threatening. Reporting live at St. Vincent's Hospital, Cory McGinnis, ABC 3340.
ABC 3340's Cory McGinnis begins our live team coverage from the airport. Cory?
Well, Dave and Linda, here's the latest. If you take a look here behind me, crew members are actually going inside and outside, trying to actually put the flight display board back up that fell hours ago that took the life of a child. Now, earlier today around 1:30, the scene here was pretty chaotic. Police officers, firefighters, and travelers were all over on the airport property trying to figure out exactly what was going on, and it took the life again of a child. Now, take a look at this video here. This is video of crew members actually inside putting the flight display board up. We have confirmed that one of the 4 children has died as a result of the flight display board falling. Now, Fire Chief Donald Jones has confirmed that the children, they appear to be between the ages of 6 to 10 years old. The children were taken to Children's Hospital, and the mother, Heather Bursett, was taken to UAB. We're told the family was from Tewksbury, Massachusetts, which is a suburb of Boston. Again, there were 5 victims. 1 child died from the incident, and the mother is still in the hospital at last check. With the airport just opening up about a week ago, spokesperson Tony Bass with the airport says she doesn't know how this happened or why the sign fell. We also talked to travelers who say they're praying for the family.
I think there probably was maybe a screw loose or something. I mean, things happen all the time. I mean, I think it's horrible. I'm not trying to downgrade it, but Just God bless them. I hope they'll all be okay.
And as you can see here, right here behind me, the sign is actually blocked off right now. There's still crew members coming out. This is actually the sign. It looks like parts of the sign right here coming out of the terminal right here behind me. We will keep you updated with the latest information as we get that information coming in. Reporting live at the airport, Cory McGinnis, ABC 3340.
It's something about telling somebody's story, and then I think the ultimate gift out of that is once you tell their story and then when you receive the feedback.
He was begging for a cupcake.
It's all smiles as Miranda Garrett shows me pictures of her 2-year-old son, Fortune. But things weren't always this joyful. This little boy with a big grin was abused by a daycare worker.
The daycare lady husband beat him.
Garrett thought she had a good daycare system in place. It included transportation for Fortune and her 3 other children. But then came the day when he was dropped off on the curb in front of her house.
He was in the car seat and she just sat the car seat there, blew the horn and pulled off.
Garrett brought her son inside. Her motherly instincts told her something was wrong.
We noticed like Fortune had a black eye. He couldn't open up his eye.
Fortune was rushed to the hospital. On the way, he blacked out.
They said he got a skull fracture. He had puncture wounds to the liver. He had a broken leg, his tibia was fractured, and he had to see an ophthalmologist. He was in the hospital 3 months.
Fortune's story is just one of many. This past September, Eric Higdon, the son of a daycare worker, was arrested for sexual abuse. There were 4 alleged victims, all under the age of 5. This case was sent to a grand jury. Chief Deputy Randy Christian says in recent years, more people are reporting child abuse.
I think in the past, you had a lot of these poor children that were swept under the rug, never got the help that they needed. The offenders were never brought to justice. And the good news is we're seeing that now. The good news is we have a system in place where we can help these children restore their lives.
And that's where the Prescott House comes in. Mary Beth Thomas has been working as a counselor and clinical director for 15 years. She conducts forensic interviews with abused children in this room. It's a relaxed setting to get the child to explain what happened by talking or even drawing.
Specifically, if they've been told not to tell, a lot of times children won't tell verbally, but they may write it or they might draw it, because in their mind they're not telling. They're still communicating it, but they're not telling what happened.
And it's a challenging task. The counselors have to be cautious not to traumatize the child again. The interviews may be watched by several agencies that may include DHR, police officers, social workers, and the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Brandon Falls goes into detail.
We unfortunately are on the back end of that process. We're involved in the investigation and the prosecution of the case.
The DA reviews the evidence and determines if the suspect should be charged, and if so, what charges they should face.
No one wants to believe that an adult would do something terrible to a child. No one wants to believe that. And that's what makes our job tougher.
But no job is tougher than being the parent of a victimized child. Fortune is now 2 years old. He has nightmares and scars from the incident. He has to see a counselor every week. For Garrett, seeing the ongoing suffering takes a toll.
What would you want to say to the person that did it, that actually put his hands on your child?
I don't have nothing to say to him. I wouldn't even want to look at him. I don't have nothing to say to him. I don't know, like if I was to see him in person, I don't know what would come out my mouth, how my anger would be, like my temper. Like, I don't know. It hadn't happened yet. I haven't seen him.
Cory McGinnis, ABC 3340.
I do like telling life stories, and I like the stories where you can talk about someone that overcame or, that struggled to help others in the community, be a voice for the voiceless.
The night team's Cory McGinnis has a look at fighting crime from the driver's seat.
Yeah, guys, well, for years, cab drivers have had their eyes and ears on the streets, but now they're getting the opportunity to use their senses to reduce crime in the Magic City.
Being in the area, picking up fares and dropping off fares.
While it may seem that Anthony Joyner just drives people to their destinations,
I've been driving a taxi cab for approximately 8 years.
He does much more.
We can go in and we know we have instant access to the authorities.
He's taken on the responsibility of curbing crime.
We see something that's out of order, we go ahead and report it, man.
Joyner and other yellow taxi cab drivers are partnering with police to keep the pulse of what's happening in the streets.
You never know when you might need someone's help.
Throughout Joyner's shift, if he sees something illegal, he'll call and let the taxi dispatchers know. Dispatchers then forward the information to patrol officers who train the drivers on police technology and how to give a good description. He showed us this GPS tracking system and camera that records inside and outside of the taxi.
We have a GPS system here which keeps us in contact with the dispatcher, and we're able to be tracked at any point in time wherever we may be.
Joyner says the program is a success.
A yellow cab driver, as of a week ago, reported a robbery, so we are being effective and we are being utilized.
And 8 years behind the wheel, Joyner has seen a lot. He loves the idea that the city can use him to keep the neighborhoods safe.
We need to do as much as we can to make our city be in a positive light.
Now, the cab drivers are not allowed to carry any weapons, and they're not authorized to make any arrest. They just report to police about crime. Joyner says this program is an effective way to cut down on illegal activity. Dave? I have a high amount of passion when it comes to doing the news, TV news, and professionalism. When I'm at work, I make sure that I do my job. I'm on time, I'm professional. And I also, something with working side by side with the community, for the community members to know who you are and for you to, know some of the folks in the community. That's awesome. That's an awesome feeling. And that's how you get the stories when you're actually out there in the community. Those are the best stories that you can get. So I think I could definitely offer, a news team passion, professionalism, and just great work. Well, this house is just one of 2 houses that will be given away to a family in need as volunteers help build the house from the bottom up. As volunteers build, they await an emotional greeting from Alicia Presswood, who will be handed the keys to her new home on Good Friday.
It will definitely be a Good Friday. You can walk into.
Beth Bradner with Habitat showed ABC 3340 some of the new features of the 3-bedroom house.
But that's it. This is what Alicia will call home.
More importantly, she's pleased that so many students decided to spend their spring break to volunteer and to help partner families achieve their dreams of home ownership.
Instead of going to the beach, they hit Birmingham and decided to volunteer with Habitat for the week.
Take a selfie, Geronimo. Ready?
In the past year, volunteers donated more than 110,000 hours of service.
Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Sleep well.
This group came all the way from New Jersey.
I think she's going to love it. I really think she's going to love it. It's a really nice house.
It's definitely a good sacrifice, and it's something that it pays off in the end.
And that's what Habitat for Humanity is all about, serving and rebuilding after the storm. Cory McGinnis, ABC 3340. This is something that I truly love to do. I love to write, I love to tell stories, and I love to report the news. I feel like it's my responsibility. Even if I didn't work at a news station, I would still pick up a camera and I would still go out there and report. And that's just who I am. It's kind of in my DNA, it's in my blood. That's just something that I've been doing since I was a little kid, and I don't think that's not gonna stop anytime soon.